CP the Fanchise, he's a masochist, I guess. Just can't take it. He loves punishment. On KnicksFanTV, joins me on the Goodyear Hotline. I see you're proud of your Knicks this morning, CP. Can't hear CP. Oh, there you go.
Not only do we have to battle the ring-chasing superstars in Kyrie Irving and James Harden, we had to battle the Zebras last night in the Madison Square Garden Annex, that is the Barclays Center. We were down 18 points, but nevertheless, the heart, the grit, the passion, that is the orange and blue, came out in that second half, led by Julius Randle and led by, as you said, R.J. Barrett. So we, and as you said, we, yes, people of America, if you're listening, Max Kellerman claimed we because he is still true and true, orange and blue. Yes, we fought Max Kellerman.
Little down deep inside me, there's a little boy, little Max is saying, and I'm saying, shut up. You've had enough abuse. You've been hurt by this franchise enough. Quiet, you're a Lakers fan now and a Nets fan. How dare you insult the Nets like that? The Knicks wish they were the Nets. They're hoping to establish a culture healthy enough that they can sell out all their young talent and sign guys like Durant and Kyrie and James Harden. That's what they're hoping for.
What culture are you speaking of? The same culture. They asked James Harden what he thought about the atmosphere last night. What'd he say? There were a lot of Knicks fans out there. Mark Berman of the New York Post said they were pumping in the Brooklyn chants because there was nobody there. Why? No one cares. There is no KnicksFanTV. Why? No one cares. That same culture that you speak of. Kenny Atkinson helped rebuild that culture after the previous regime went ring chasing.
Right.
And how did they repay him? Katie and Kyrie come in here and they toss him over the ship right before the season ended.
You think that's not going to happen to Thibodeau? You think that's not going to? You think Leon Rose and World Wide West ain't going to do that to Thibodeau if they establish a healthy culture and you know, you have superstars who maybe want their own coach, or maybe they think there's a coach take them to the next level. That's not going to happen to Tibbs?
It very well could. Very well could.
But that's okay when it happens to the Knicks, huh, CP?
Well, you brag about this Nets culture. There is no culture. It's a brand new team. They got Kenny Atkinson up out of there. They traded LeVert. They traded Jared Allen. So it's a brand new team.
That's what the point. The point in the NBA is to establish a stable and healthy enough situation where you can get rid of everyone and bring in the really good players. That's the whole point. You wish that it gets that way for the Knicks. You hope that the Knicks are in a position where they're like, oh my God, Zion wants to come with who? Okay, here we go. That's what you're praying for.
Of course, it's a players-run league. The players run the league. They dictate everything, where they want to go, who they want coaching them, of course. But right now, we're not worried about who's going to come. We're not dreaming. We're not dreaming. You know what I mean? We're not worried about Booker or the Spider. Right now, as you said, it's about R.J. Barrett. It's about Julius Randle. Take a look at R.J. Barrett's shooting numbers.
Yeah, they're going up.
Yeah, last 30 games or so, he's at 48% from three, 75% from the free throw line.
CP, let's talk seriously for a second about R.J. Barrett. The reason I say his development is so significant, I think quickly is a real find, and let's say his floor is he's going to be a valuable sixth man as his floor. It might be better than that. Randall's an all-star. He's done a great job doing two things. There's only one thing left for him to go is really be ambidextrous, right? But his defense and his three-point shooting are there. I'm happy for him. R.J. Barrett is the highest draft pick. Like, the Knicks don't normally, even when they stink, they get unlucky in the lottery, they don't normally draft that high. If that guy turns out to be a nice starter, that's okay. But if he turns out to be a max contract level player, a perennial all-star, that changes the equation because you can grandfather that contract in and with the cap room still have room for two max deals. You can bring in two stars/superstars to join Randall, who's an all-star. If Barrett's also an all-star, that's a championship level squad. But it depends on Barrett's development. How confident are you, CP the Fanchise, KnicksFanTV, that R.J. Barrett gets to be a perennial all-star?
We're getting there. He's getting there. The kid wants it, man. He wants to be the guy that the coach can rely on in late-game situations. We saw it last night when Julius Randle came out the game. They finally staggered the lineups, as you said. They finally staggered the lineup late in the game. They took Julius out. R.J. comes back in. They go on a 9-2 run in that fourth quarter, led by R.J. Barrett. As I said, the shooting numbers are going up. But not only that, the defense is going up. Check out this stat. He's guarding guards and forwards about 50-50% of the time. Forwards are shooting 43.5% against him. Guards are shooting 40% against him. So he's not only are the offensive shooting numbers going up, but the defensive numbers are going up.
He's a wing. As a wing, when you think about wings in the league, he's about a mid-level starting wing. But given his age, that's very encouraging. It's hard to be a mid-level starting wing. It's very competitive and really a very necessary position if you want to succeed. The best players in the world are usually two-way wings. So that's hopeful for them. And going forward, if Dolan can stay out of his own way, there is hope. There's hope, but that's what the Knicks usually sell, hope. Like, you're all excited today because you lost. You lost a tough game, so you're happy. Let's be honest.
No. There's no moral victories in this thing. There's no moral victories in this thing. Am I proud of the effort? Yes. Am I angry at the Zebras for costing us the game? Yes. But there were several areas that cost us the game. Number one, we had Jeff Green looking like Scottie Pippen out there. They gave up 67 points in the first half. This is the number one defense in the league. We had a number of opportunities in that fourth quarter to close it out. You had your best three-point shooters out there that had open looks between Burks, Bullock, Frank Ntilikina, Emmanuel Quickly. They all missed open looks in that fourth quarter that could have easily won us that game. So we missed an opportunity out there. Right now, we are
the Nets are playing without KD, right, CP? Like, you're playing a team without KD.
Another one of the ring chasers. Listen, we are on different trajectories. They are championship or bust. We are rebuilding.
You are bust. They're championship or bust, and you're bust. That's true. The different trajectories. That's the problem with the Knicks. CP, that's the problem with the Knicks. Some teams are championship or bust, and the Knicks are just bust. They need to add the championship part. Look at you.
We are getting there. And if the Nets do not win, and trust, they're going to go get Andre Drummond, another ring chaser to add to the group. If they don't win, it will be the biggest.
You say ring chaser like it's a bad thing. You say it like it's a bad thing. It's the biggest and bad. Wait, the Nets need to win the championship in year one in a league where the Lakers are defending champs, got better in the offseason. If AD comes back healthy, then no, the Nets need to get to the finals. They don't need to win the championship in year one, but I got news. They probably will. When KD gets back, who's going to stop him?
If you put all three of those superstars on the court, superstars, all-stars, Olympians, Hall of Famers, whatever you call it, it's championship or bust. Don't make excuses for your team right now, Max Kellerman. They got Blake Griffin. They got Andre Drummond.
They got Blake Griffin. What, do they got a time machine?
Maybe they
Blake Griffin.
Lakers. Give me a break. You're like the media version of Blake Griffin right now, always taking the easy way out.
Blake Griffin is shot. Blake Griffin can't dunk, can't defend, can't shoot. What does Blake Griffin do exactly? Where you're bragging on Blake Griffin. What are you talking about? Do you understand?
I said you're Blake Griffin.
I'm Blake Griffin. You're saying I'm past my prime? Is that why I can't dunk anymore? Then what do you explain these 10 dunks on your head in this segment alone? How do you explain that?
First off, rest in peace to marvelous Marvin Hagler. We've been celebrating his life.
Yeah.
This bout started off like Hagler and Hearns, but it's more like Leonard and Duran. This is no Mas, Kellerman. And we all know you are not Sugar Ray. You are not Sugar Ray. You have been washed 4-0. You guys try to pull the audio tricks on the people like Mr. Fuji in round 2. I still bounce back in round 3. I still bounce back in round 4. New York Knicks are playing money. They are rebuilding. They're getting there. They're fighting for that coach, Julius Randle, All-Star. Oh, let's talk about Porzingis. We forgot to talk about
Porzingis. Let's talk about Porzingis. What do you want to talk about?
The second coming since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, first take, you got to jump all the way out the window with these takes.
Porzingis, Kristaps Porzingis has one issue, and that's injury. And because he's perpetually hurt, he has to spend all season getting back to where he once was, so he can't take that step forward. But when he gets going, he is better than anyone on the Knicks. That includes Julius Randle and everyone. A healthy Porzingis, by the time the season's at its close, but in the playoffs last year before he got hurt, he was, along with Luka, destroying the Clippers.
Yeah, and they could have easily won that series. But as you just said, injuries. By the way, Julius Randle played every game last season, has played every game this season. He's now an all-star. Not only are his numbers up in points and rebounds, but his assist numbers are up. No Knick has ever averaged 20, 10, and 5 on the season. Julius is on pace to do that. Not only that, assist to usage ratio. I'm going to teach some users today in the radio. Assist to usage ratio measures the amount of assists that a player contributes on his team based on the amount of time that he has the ball in his hands. Julius Randle last year ranked in the 50th percentile in his position. He was average. This year, he's an 86. He's a playmaker.
Yeah, I feel very good for. You're not going to have me rooting against Julius Randle. I feel very happy for Julius Randle. He's now a right hand away from being a perennial All-Star instead of just an All-Star this year. Everyone still has work to do, but and the most impressive thing to me about Randle's the defense. He's just not built like a defender. But last night, if you were watching, the man was playing excellent defense. All right, CP the Fanchise. Listen, I know you blame it on technical issues as though we caused those technical issues for you the last couple times where you got cut short. But I used to do a public access show, Max on Boxing, way back when. And your setup reminds me of that on steroids at this point. But still, you got to get the technology game up so you don't drop out anymore. So that when we have you on the show, we can enjoy a good back and forth. And I don't know what else to say. I'm bringing you great fame, and maybe you can turn that into fortune by appearing here on the Max Kellerman Show.
Just call me the content powerhouse, Max. It never happens on my show, KnicksFanTV, #1 show for the fans by the fans. We had an excellent post-game show last night in which I'm sure there were a ton of Nets fans, bandwagon Nets fans in there checking us out. Never happens on my show. We just had Ariel Elwani, ESPN's own, on the show for a great interview.
Excellent. Ariel's excellent. Yeah.
Alan Hahn, friend of the program, national show on ESPN is Get. Again, he'll be on the show at some point. Hey, we're on the rise, baby. I appreciate the opportunity. Yeah. I appreciate the opportunity to come in and sweep you 4-0. And hopefully if this team makes
that must be the new math I hear a lot about. I don't know what kind of math you grew up 4. You mean 0-4. CP the Fanchise, I look forward to talking to you next Tuesday. Are we setting this up regularly on Tuesdays, Raj? Is that what we're going to do with CP?
That's the plan, man. That's what we're trying to do. As long as the internet's right on CP's side, he said he took care of it this time, and so as you see, you guys were able to complete a full interview.
CP's going to slip the Wi-Fi guy $20. Tell him to cut the Wi-Fi on Tuesday afternoons. All right, CP. Thank you for coming on. I'll talk to you next week. CP the Fanchise, KnicksFanTV, ladies and gentlemen.